Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sketchum. My name is Jason Sketch. I'm super excited to bring you guys some Marvel Champions content. Today we're getting ready for week 3 of the LEDT Limited Environment Draft Tournament. So I'm super excited for it. Season 1, I'm pretty stoked. We're getting ready to face Captain America, and it should be a good time. So I've done Captain America once before, and a lot of the similar cards are in there. So both the Secret Avengers, New Avengers are going to be in there, as well as Namor and the Atlanteans. So it should be a very interesting and wild ride. I'm pretty stoked about it. I hope you guys are as well. But again, we got to pick 2 heroes and make 2 decks. So let's jump on down to the table and check things out. I never think I'll get quite right. I did it again, where I called this a table, but really this is the deck building website, Marvel CDB. Pretty excited about it. My thought at first was to pick Ant-Man as my first hero, because A, I haven't used Ant-Man yet. B, I feel like Ant-Man's going to be able to survive. And C, there is one protection card that jumped out to me from his own like extra cards in the back of his pack that I'm pretty excited about. So I want to potentially play, where's it at? Serve and Protect, Muster Courage. Which is, if you can see it here on the screen here, Muster Courage is play only if you have the Avenger identity trait, which Ant-Man does. Give up to X friendly characters a tough status card to a maximum of 3 characters where X is equal to the villain stage number. Here's the fun thing. For this event, we are using the expert mode, which gives us 3 and 4 for Captain America. So every time I play this card, I'm guaranteed to get 3 tough status cards I can play it out on the table. So I thought it'd be fun to try to build an ally swarm deck, potentially using this kit. So let's check it out. First things first, I want to make sure I have enough allies to make this work. So what do we have? We have Black Widow. Ooh. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck, exhaust Black Widow and spend a mental resource. Cancel the effects of that card and discard it. Then reveal another card from the encounter deck. This actually may be super helpful to have her on the table because of the fact that she can. It's the treachery cards only. Let's see. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck. Okay, so it's not necessarily a boost card, but it can still help control what is going on, and she'll sit out for a while. You don't have to exhaust her to make this happen. So I think she'd be a great fit for this. Luke Cage would be good. Potentially. We just use Nova. So depending on how many lightning resources we have, we could get that Nova engine going again like we do with the Rocket Raccoon. It just deals 2 damage because it can. Plus, he can be one of the ones that can soak up a tough status card for us. I'm liking this. We're gonna do it. Get Black Widow, get Nova. Let's go ahead and get that event card. We're gonna get 3 Muster Courages here. All right. Spider-Bite might be making an appearance because Spider-Bite's just good. If I get enough tech in my kit, we'll see if that happens. Starhawk. The 2-cost ally to get down on the table. Not required to be a guardian. And if he takes the exact amount of remaining damage, he comes right back to my hand. Plus, being able to get that tough status card on him wouldn't be bad. I do like the idea of White Widow. She still is not the right fit for this build because she's not going to get the full benefit of what she does with the healing here. She'll get like 1 or 2 healings here and there. Let's hold off on White Widow for now. But thinking of upgrades, we are going to go ahead and do everybody's favorite card. We'll do some Ready for a Fight. Because Ant-Man wants to form change anyways. So why not flip down, draw my extra card, and then when I get attacked, do an auto form change anyways. So that is a mind-blowing idea. Man, now it kind of makes me want to run some energy shields let's see what else we got going on here. Let's go to basic. We're going to choose some allies here. So, we do have Grant Ward. Your tough status card won't do us any good there. He's costing us mental resources that we're already trying to spend on Black Widow. Brute Lockjaw is an interesting one. Playing him from the discard pile. He's still an expensive dog. Madam Web. Melinda May. After Melinda May uses a basic power, look at the top card of the encounter deck. You may discard it. She's expensive, but she might be worth our time. Which, while I'm thinking about it, we're going to go ahead and get team building exercise. Is it support? Yep. Run one of those. We'll run a front organization. Does Avengers Mansion have? It does. So let's run an Avengers Mansion and Helicarrier. Ethan Simmons aren't going to be really necessary right now. Got a Destroyer, neither as well. So I think this requires me to be. Yep. If your identity has a shield trait, so I can't play it on myself. Okay. I had somebody else play it on me. We can run Tenacity, or was it Tenacity? It was the Enhanced Reflexes. We want to try to use that to run the Nova engine. We'll come back to that. Downtime is nice. Endurance is never bad. I think we are going to run an Endurance for sure. Scott's Health. He starts off with 12 hit points, which is actually really, really good. But adding 3 more hit points never hurt anybody. So, any other allies here that were like nice to have? Director Fury, of course, and Professor X. Great. Think doesn't help me. Spider-Man can't help me. SPR and Scarlet Spider don't help. Rocket. I think it'd be a Guardian to play. Yep. Mockingbird comes in and stuns an enemy. Last time I had her, she actually never got to see play, so I really don't think it's worth putting my time there. So really, we're going to be trying to focus on like keeping Black Widow and Nova alive, and Starhawk is just an option as well. We also have Wasp. After Wasp enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So you really want her to cycle more so than anything else because it comes back in with some cool stuff. Okay. Let's go to protection. Let's see what else we got going on here. You know, we've got some cool like stop hitting yourself, counterpunch, desperate defense. When you're here defense against an attack, he gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, ready your hero. Man, that is a fun one to utilize. But I think I really want to rather focus on doing things during my turn. Move to threat. Preemptive strike. When a boost card is turned face up, while the villain attacks, cancel all boost icons. Then deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon canceled this way. I like the idea of this because it automatically just kind of does some damage right back. It doesn't count as an attack, and it is a hero interrupt. Let's get 3 of those for now. I do like Stop Hitting Yourself. Always a fun card. but I don't think I want to run it with Ant-Man because I'm not going to get the benefit I did with Gambit, where it's super, super high. Take no damage, which is the tough side of this card to be nice. But I have to defend, right? So there's that. Desperate defense. When your hero defends against an attack, you get +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage, you can ready your hero. Ant-Man himself. Go to Hall of Heroes here. Because I want to check and see his specific card. There we go. 2 defense in tiny form. 3 defense as giant. Okay. So if I needed to defend for 5, I potentially could. Plus we'll get an armored vest, so let's go ahead and do, is that desperate defense? Yeah. One of those in there. Oh, stun gun. That is an interesting thought. Comes in with 2 charges. And we run enough minions in this kit. See, there's going to be, how many minions are we going to be facing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is interesting. Go ahead and get an armored vest. Use 2 stun guns, something I don't normally run. We're going to basic. We are going to get 2 practice plans. Go back to protection. Do like the idea of energy shield just because it costs me nothing to get it down, and it can help take care of some of our allies we're getting out, or could be used to spend on Nova. We are at 42 cards now. Excuse me. So that coughing thing going on. I apologize for that, guys. And this is very interesting in and of itself. I'm going to be defending anyways. Electrostatic armor wouldn't be bad to have in my kit. Energy shields are fun though, and I like the premise there of being able to protect myself with that if I need to. I can even put it on Ant-Man himself. Versus some of the other allies, because really Nova and Nick Fury, or sorry, Professor X and Nick Fury aren't going to need it. Nova would use it to spend it. So I hope that I wouldn't have to use them too much for that. But putting it on myself could be interesting because it could help take out a damage or 2 that help protect myself. So and we could use it to give Starhawk exactly the damage he needs. So he comes back to our hand. Interesting. Let's run 2 of those. How much tech am I running now? 1, 2. Both is out. 3, 4. 5, 6. Then warrants being able to use Spider Bite. And if Spider Bite comes on the table for nothing, pretty good actually. Even at a health of 2, if I can get tough status cards on her, that's pretty great. I am curious how much I will use a stun gun. Now looking at all the lightning resources that I need to use. Let's see, let's go look at our charts here. We have a good chunk of lightning and a good chunk of fists. Not as many mental as I would like. Do I have... Let's see. Basic, it's under upgrades, right? Enhanced. Just enhanced reflexes. I don't have the one that gives mental, which I could toss resourceful in there, but we all know how that went for me last time I tried to do that. It was just kind of in the way. So. Do his cards count as superpower? Nope. But team building exercise works really well with him. Okay. And the only superpower one is 0 cost, so. I like the idea of being able to raid my hero with the preemptive strike too. And then Giant Stomp lets me spread out that damage. Man. We have the Army of Ants too that can do ping damage here and there. So really we're relying on Ant-Man to be able to punch. And that's my goal, right? I want to be able to punch with Ant-Man, then muster courage, and get the shield on my side and essentially try to keep the shield as long as I can. So if I take no damage, the shield stays with me and it keeps giving the retaliate damage plus the electrostatic damage. That is my hope here. So kind of curious, I'll be relying too much on allies. Not necessarily, because Black Widow can still help with Thwart if I need her to. Nova can attack if I need him to. And really, he's doing a bunch of good ping damage anyways for us. Spider Bite's got some thwart. And it looks like Starhawk is some pretty good, decent attack. He's a good bouncy hero if I need him to. I think we're going to be okay. A little bit different. The stun gun here. I'm going back and forth if I really need him. But if I get hit by too many minions, having that on the table to be able to hit a couple of those minions and stun them isn't a bad thing. At all. Kind of curious if that would work well with Jubilee too. But ready for a fight and practice plan, of course, combo pretty well together. Am I running too many ready for fights? I don't know. It depends on how often I'm going to be flipping down to Alter Ego. That is 5 cards I could take out. Is ready for a fight and practice plan, which gets me closer to 41 cards in my kit. And hopefully allows me to get closer to stuff. Oh, we need, yes, we got to get resource cards too. So, Energy, Genius, Strength. You absolutely need those. We have pin particles, which is one resource. Yeah. And getting power protection in our kit is actually going to be really helpful. We're going to run 2 of those. So we are now at 51 cards, so we're going to have to dwindle some stuff down and get some stuff out of the way. We've been doing a lot of ready for a fight. And honestly, I don't see myself flipping down to civilian too much. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe run 2 of these. And we'll run 0 of these. This is at 48 cards. Curious if the stun gun's going to be helpful. I'd never have gotten it to work the way it's intended, I guess. So I'm kind of like, I don't think it will. But it is a 2-cost tech weapon that I could potentially just get on the table and let it sit. And then let it do its job when I need it to. So man, I'm just curious. But even then, like just letting it sit on the table, stay out of the way. The energy shields too, I feel like are. I'm gonna get rid of the energy shields. I don't think they're gonna be helpful this go around. I'm gonna run stun guns. That should be okay. I like spider bites, but I don't think this is gonna be the right time for spider bites. That leaves me with power of protection. Pay for stun guns. Muster courages and some allies. So I think we're okay now. 45 cards. Do I really want to lose spider bite? Not any side schemes? Nope. Okay. You can clear 2 threat, and she's got 2 health. And if I can play her down for free or a cheaper cost, that is nice in general. I'm going to go ahead and run her. We have enough tech in our kit to make it work. Okay. Where does that put us on the charts now? Still a ridiculous amount of electricity. And a decent amount of fists, too. So we are golden. I think this is going to be an interesting deck. We've been doing pretty good so far. We've kind of gotten on a hot streak. Kind of wanting to play some wild, different games out there. So we'll just figure it out and see how it goes. So I'm nervous actually, because really I just wanted to build the deck around this card that I don't normally get to play. And so no matter what happens, this card's not going to be removed from the deck unless it's just terrible. But I'm excited to get to play Muster Courage just for the fact that I can get 3 down. So let's save that and we'll move on to the next hero. Let me know your thoughts. Love to hear your opinions. Always need them. All right, guys, here we are at our second hero. I thought it'd be fun to do Jubilee. I think this is the time. Now, most of you are going, okay, well, cool. What? Number 3 here, Captain America, is totally fine. He can get it unless he gets his helmet. But he does gain steady here. And I think there's enough going on in her kit that we can probably keep the stuns going. And if not, hopefully we're built up enough then to be able just to do some heavy hitting and knock it out of the park. So I'm pretty interested to see how this goes. So I do want to run some supports here. Let's get the X Mansion. Yeah. And I think I have X-Men Instruction, X-Men Education. There we go. That's what I was looking for, where I can cycle back in some identity cards. We'll run 2 of those. I don't think I have enough mutants yet to justify that. We are going to go ahead and get X-Gene as well, because I wish I had more McTaggart, but because we're going to be running her attacks and stuff, and she's got nothing that costs anything too expensive, but it is a wild resource, so that does help. Helicarrier is interesting. Front organization we do want. I'll start with Helicarrier for now. We'll see what happens. Team building exercise I don't think is going to be helpful. Yeah, ooh, but yeah, focus might be, because all of her stuff is superpowers. Go ahead and grab a Def Focus. Where's that at? An upgrade? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. And we'll probably have to renege actually needing Helicarrier, but let's hold on to it for now. So far, we are doing a big basic build here. The Multi-Talented is such a good card, and it comes in her kit. Not a bad one to run. Oh, Swarm Tactics. I forgot about that. Put 3 multi-talented in there for now. Hit and run. Deal 2 damage to enemy. Remove 2 scheme from a threat. Haymaker, 3 damage. Emergency. First aids aren't bad. Let's see what else we got going on here. The rescue. Winter Widow, Soldier Spy. All right. Let's go ahead and grab Sync. No, because we're probably not going to be doing anything basic. Oh, well, we might basic defend, though. Grab Sync for that. We do want Professor X, obviously. And the question is what aspect to play in? I haven't done Justice yet, which is what I've been highly considering. Don't think I have anything that does stunning. Except for in protection, which I'm kind of been doing a lot of protection recently. There it is. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you pay for this using a fish resource, stun that enemy and draw 1 card. For dropkick, that's not terrible. And then you get the card draw. Costs 3, so really you're paying 2 for it. So 3 effective resources. Into the fray. 6 damage to a minion. For each point of excess damage dealt by this attack, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. Huh. Looking for trouble. Not today. Melee. Moment of triumph. 1 by 1. Relentless assault. Pulling for a fight. Toe to toe and uppercut. Breaking and entering. Concussive blow. Use the fist resource to deal 3 damage to the enemy. And confuse people. Even the odds. For justice. Move 3 threat from a scheme, of course. Yep. Global logistics. Nope, not helpful. Great responsibility. Any amount of threat will be placed on a scheme. You can take it as damage instead. Lay down the law. After you change form, remove 3 threat from a scheme. It is a good card. I don't see myself flipping back and forth too much. Making an entrance. When your hero makes a basic thwart, gets +2 for that thwart. After that thwart ends, hero removed all threat from the scheme. Heal 2 damage from your hero. I mean, that is always nice to be able to heal. One way or another, search your encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that side scheme, and draw 3 cards. Ooh. Ooh. I'm liking that. I like that quite a bit. Let's do 2 of these. Let's get some concussive blows going. Get 3 of those. Stealth strike, deal 4 damage to an enemy if you move 2 threat from a scheme. 3 steps ahead. That is why we picked this pack. So let's do 3 of those for now. Waylay. After your hero thwarts, deal 4 damage to an enemy. 7 damage instead if you remove the last threat from the scheme. Let's do 2. That also came in our kit. That's kind of funny. Let's get some allies. We want Dazzler. We know we have Dazzler in here somewhere. Yes. Like Spider-Man, but I don't think he's going to fit here. And it's not the right Spider-Man. So, never mind. Your minion schemes. Exhaust Quake and deal 2 damage to that minion. Oh! Let's check out some stuff we got going on here. Let's see. We got Disguise. Followed. I'm going to attach side schemes defeated, do 4 damage to an enemy. That's kind of funny. If you attach it to Shopping Spree, you could easily clear that on Alter Ego. In Alter Ego. And just do 4 damage. It doesn't even count as an attack. That is funny. That is tempting. I might have to come back to that if we got room for it. Heroic Intuition. Sure, we'll get one of those. Informant. When a minion schemes, discard Informant. This activation removes threat instead of placing it. Yes. 2 of those. Intelligence. After a player is dealt an encounter card, discard Intelligence. Look at an encounter. Look at each encounter card dealt to each player on the top of the encounter deck. You may swap any number of those cards. This is interesting. Operative skill. All right. Overwatch. When any amount of threat is removed from attached scheme by a thwart, discard this card. Remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. I'm pulling in schemes. And Overwatch costs me nothing. Play it. Let's grab one of those. Grab Under Surveillance too. I think that's gonna be huge. Prism Dust was something that I was excited about. After a minion enters play, discard Prism Dust, confuse that minion, and deal 2 damage to it. Yes. 100% yes. Okay, let's get 2 of those. Now we're at 47 cards. We have any side schemes? I think this is the one we do, Generation X. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event and add it to their hand. I gotta use it to get me grand finale. Deal 2 damage to an enemy for each different resource type. Use to pay for this card. Choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it. That is pretty great. So you can get up to cost 3, so you can get up to 8 damage to a person. And then you can choose, or you can get up to 6 and then choose a different enemy and deal 2 damage to that enemy. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Def Focus. Let's go back to look at that real quick because I'm kind of thinking about something now. Cost of the next superpower cards you play this turn. So each of them require you dealing in 2 different resource types. Def Focus is going to be in the way, unfortunately. It's not what you need for this. That's okay. We do need to go ahead and get the regular 3 in there. But I think we have enough energies here that I don't really need. Yeah, we're going to have enough energy. Don't think I need the For Justice card. We are at 49 cards here. Agent Coulson helps us find a preparation card when he comes into play. That's kind of cool. Lady Spiders, that all revolves around my warriors. Yep. Jones gets +1 thwart for side scheme in play. Husk does different cool stuff as she attacks and things. I don't think this is a time for me to mess with Husk too much or Chamber. He's not bad. And if I'm spending a lot of time confusing people, he may be a solid fit for that. All right, concussive blow. We're going to reduce that down to 2. We need mutant education. And X-Mansion. They will help cycle cards back in, but I don't think they're necessary. Though I do think I'm going to find myself flipping down quite a bit. Bishop ahead's just good. Waylay. Just fun to play. The amount of cards that we have in this deck right now, I don't see myself playing Waylay. Go ahead and get rid of that. Shopping Spree is good. I mean, we got to keep it. Keep the resource cards. X-Mansion. And Mutant Education. I think we need to toss those. I know they're good cards, but I don't typically run them. And I'm going to be so focused on trying to get these preparation cards down and under surveillance down and all these other fun things that it's going to be a little bit of a different mix here. Because I think I'm going to try to confuse as often as I can. Flip down so Cap is just not doing anything he can to me. It'll be a very interesting build. So, I'm pretty excited to see how this all plays out. Because of Blow, of course, is pretty decent damage, and then she does pretty decent damage on her own stuff. Plus, we'll have a couple of their allies around. I think we'll be okay. This is a very interesting build here. What else we got going on here with the event stuff, just to make sure we're not missing anything? Waylay was my other attack card. But, I think we're all right. I think it'll be fun. Plus, we got Wolverine. I forget we get Wolverine her kit, and he does pretty decent amount of damage. And if I'm flipping down to Alter Ego quite a bit, because of the confuses, he's going to heal quite a bit. So we need to make sure we get Wolverine out. I think we'll be okay. So, this is very interesting. I've never played Jubilee before. Maybe once. But I'm excited to try her out here. I think this is a fun spot to do it at. Kind of curious how effective some of these cards are going to be. But I guess we're just going to have to find out. Either the hard way or the easy way, right? And that's the joy of the game. So, let's go ahead and do that. For now, so. Oh, man, WEC 3, look at that. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know what to expect. This could go very south for me, and I may make a bunch of changes before I actually get to record my game. But for now, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking this is going to be very interesting. We may say Waylay come back, so. Or just a few more cards taken out, and it's way more smooth than I expected. So. I am just nervous because she is squishy, so let's get an endurance in there while I'm thinking about it. Glad I just remembered that. But everything else, I think, is golden. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I can't wait to play some of these decks with you guys. Alright, guys. My name is Jason Sketch. And next time, I'll be deadly serious next time. Peace.